Hello, this is Vlogger Grandpa. I'm broadcasting today in front of my condominium balcony. As you can see, this is the reason why I love this place. That's just BGC and Taguig. It's a stone's throw away. It's very close to where I live, but it takes maybe 20 to 30 minutes to get there because of the traffic. Whereas if I were in Philadelphia, in 5 minutes I would have been there. That's where I am today, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the medical situation in the Philippines. I heard some comments that unless you have money, you are gonna die, they will let you die. And also I heard some comments about lab tests being done and therefore the treatment becoming very expensive on useless things. When I was in Mexico City, just to let you know, well, first of all, let me start. When I was young, when I was a little boy, I had jaundice. And my doctor looked at me, and just by looking at my eye, he said, take him to the hospital right away. And the reason is they said, he's got jaundice, and he needs to be treated right away. See, back then, we did not have all these X-ray, MRI, laboratory tests here and there. Very minimal that we use, and therefore doctors were trained to diagnose using their eyes. And for that reason, I felt that doctors in the past are more skillful than doctors today. Doctors today are trained to look at you and say, okay, let's send you for a lab test, because they don't rely anymore on those visual diagnostics. They rely on laboratory results. Then I also went to Mexico, this is what, 10, 15 years ago, and I got sick. I went to the hospital, not the hospital, I went to my doctor, and my doctor said to me, oh, I know exactly what's wrong with you, and I'm going to treat you as such, but I'm going to send you to a laboratory to do some tests, because I don't want American doctors to criticize me for making a treatment without the laboratory test result. So he only did that in order to comply with the U.S. requirement, but as far as he's concerned, he knows exactly what's wrong with me, and that's how he treated me. So that is the difference. The doctors before were not reliant on lab tests because there were minimal available. Today, there's a lab test for everything, every single thing. Every 3 quarters or every quarter, I go for a lab test, and it gives you all the statistics on what's wrong with my body or what is correct with my body. So that is one. And also I have a cousin who said, gee, if I get sick, don't send it to St. Luke's Hospital, because when they know you're coming from the US, or maybe you don't even have to come from the US, they send you to a lab to do all kinds of lab tests, and it comes out to be too expensive. Send me to Medical City instead. That's what she said. Now this is just he said, she said. This is not based on my experience, but thank God I have never been hospitalized yet. Now, for people who are sickly, I want you to be very careful. Medical services are inexpensive in the Philippines, but 2 problems. One is the availability of medicine. It's not always guaranteed. And secondly, the good doctors, the well-equipped doctors, are located in big cities like Cebu and Manila, and maybe Davao. If you are out and about, make sure you can easily access and have easy access to a good medical facility. That is very important. Secondly, when I heard that hospitals won't treat you unless you put down 100,000 pesos of money or whatever, you're not going to be treated, and you'll be treated like a second-class citizen. Well, that is not really true, but that was a concern. I don't know if it's true or not, but that was my concern. So I went to Medical City, which is just a stone's throw away from here, and they said to me, we will accept a credit card, so if you have a credit card. Because one of my concerns before is, I may have the money, but I don't put the money in the vault in the condominium. It's in the bank, and what if something happens to me on a weekend, and I have no access to it? They said, no. That's not true. We will accept credit cards. So make sure you have at least credit card with sufficient credit limit. So in case of emergency, hopefully it doesn't happen. It hasn't happened to me yet, but one of these days it will. And for those people who say, I'm perfectly healthy, right? Perfectly healthy. But believe me, as we get older, you will get to a hospital. Very seldom will you get into an accident and die on the spot. Even in an accident, most likely you'll wind up in the hospital. As we age, we get more sickly. We need more medical help. So even those people who believe they are healthy should prepare for that. And that is one of the negatives here in the Philippines, but there's something you can do to counter it. In the US, whether you have money or not, you will be accepted. It's illegal for them to deny services. So you will get the treatment whether you have money or not, whether you can pay or not. And this one, I'm speaking from experience because of one of my relatives had a heart problem, and from the urgent care, he was shipped directly to a hospital. He didn't even have a chance to go home. And the hospital accepted him, treated him, did not worry about insurance. And then after the treatment is when they started talking to me, but he didn't have any money. And guess what? They got the money from some charitable organization, but he got the treatment anyway. That is the difference between Philippines and the US. Now, in some cases, I think there is a government office or maybe charitable office that is available here, but you really have to beg, and for you to get assistance, and I don't know how much assistance they give. So, that is what I wanted to talk about today. And it's because of some of the comments that I heard about medical insurance, hospitalization, and things like that, lab tests. And in some ways it's good, in some ways it's bad. Just like what happened to me in Mexico. He did the good, which is visual, immediate treatment. But then secondarily, just so he doesn't get criticized by US doctors, he sent me for a lab test. But I'm sure if I'm not from the US, he would have not even done that. He would have just treated me just like that. Okay? So hopefully you gained something from this. And if you have any comments, please let me know and put them down below. If you had experience on this, I'll appreciate your sharing it. Thank you so much. And by the way, please do subscribe to my channel. It will help me a lot. I am trying to hit the 100,000 subscriber level. And right now, I'm at about 90,000. So I have about 10,000 subscriber base to go. So thank you very much. I'll appreciate it if you click like and if you do subscribe to my channel. Make it a great day and God bless.